You are listening to Power Stance Gaming Podcast, the #1 podcast for gaming and hobby banter. With your hosts, Jacob, Greg, and Muddy.
G'day everyone, Jacob Connor here from Power Stance Gaming. Great to be back on the mic once again, and with me tonight I have my two amazing, incredible, and sober co-hosts. We'll see how that long lasts.
At the moment.
Muddy on the recorder leagues. How you doing, Mr. Muddyman?
I'm doing excellent. How are you?
Very well. Hangover from CanCon has subsided. And
Yeah, you guys are looking okay.
Yep.
Greg's looking tired as usual.
I'm always tired, buddy.
Hey?
Always tired.
Yeah.
And I just want to say my middle name's Happy
Greg Happy Millsop.
Yep. Because I copped a bit of flack apparently on Saturday at CanCon for being Mr. Grumpy in the cast. So now you've got Mr. Happy. Yep.
Should I ask what the other comments were then?
No, that was really grumpy. That apparently I was really...
They said, Muddy's really funny, enthusiastic, energetic. Jacob's really knowledgeable and runs the show well, and Greg's just the grumpy cunt.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I'm the dead grumpy. You got all the praise.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
thanks, guys.
Well, but
You got most of the praise.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, knowledgeable's
Yeah,
is
of course,
praising.
exactly.
It's a real shame you
And
weren't
I've
there to
always,
hear it.
Yeah,
really-
it was a shame, but I did get a blowy, so, you know.
You can't say that.
He did,
just-
and it's in.
Did.
So we're going to get around to CanCon eventually, but before we
Come
go
on.
any further,
Yep.
it's time.
It's time?
It's time.
What's the
Oh,
time
hang
for?
on. Spoiler alert.
We have to give you a big
Oh,
spoiler alert
God.
and probably 20, 25 minutes. And once I do the editing, get all the crying out, we're going to talk Last Jedi right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
so is this a review?
Could be.
Let's throw some dice
Well,
at
we
it.
can throw
Let's-
dice at
Well,
it.
let's throw dice
we
at
like
it.
throwing
Sweet.
dice. We're going to throw some dice at
Okay.
this.
All right, yeah.
This is going to be controversial.
Yep.
And I'm very intrigued to see how this goes because I reckon I'm looking at you two and you guys are going to be like, 5 dice, man. And I'm a little bit more reserved on this. I've got a few points I want to talk about. Jacob, you've obviously got a whirlwind of bloody books that you read on this universe. You might be able to fill in some gaps here because I
Yeah.
had some issues.
Pretty good with all new canon.
Yeah, okay. And
Yeah.
Greg, you're just going to go pew-pew? at me?
Just want to explain to listeners that young Muddy here has rocked up with dead set a full page of notes.
This
for
is
this.
the most prepared he's ever been.
I
in the
know,
past
Yeah,
ever.
and,
now-
and in fact, we had to actually put a restraining order on him for saying anything and spoiling. So we're not actually too sure what he's going to come
Walks
out
in the
with.
front door and he's like, right, cunts.
Yeah, we're gonna let's talk about stuff.
Pretty much.
We're like, no, can't talk about it till the cast.
So some of this might be controversial because I know Star Wars is, let's be honest, we'll quickly discuss this. This is like a religion for people. They can see no wrong in it. I
And-
love Star Wars. Let me
All
just
right.
get this out there, right? So I don't have to say it, keep repeating it. I
Yeah.
love Star Wars.
You got Star Wars
I've got
Armada.
a Star Wars singlet. I got
We're all wearing
Armada.
Star Wars shirts right now.
This is a great series of movies. I even like
But I want to jump in on that point
Yeah,
because people are very critical of Star Wars at times. Like, even fans of Star
At
Wars
times.
can be critical of Star
No,
Wars.
you know what I'm talking
Just
about.
because-
The hardcore fans just can't. Although I think that's starting to change.
Yeah.
With this, since it's gone across, I'm going to say the dirty word here. Since it's gone across to Disney, I
Yeah.
think there's some rumblings here. And Jacob, you brought up Now I'm one to say you shouldn't listen to critics. Critics rated this in the 90s. You just brought it up before.
Yeah.
The people. Now this is the one I find more interesting. For the people. They've rated it. I actually said in the 50s. You just said it was in the 40s.
48, I think.
All right.
We just checked Rotten Tomatoes.
That's a
Critic was
massive
91% and viewers were 48.
So
Can't believe
there
that.
is a disconnect between critics and the people. And the reason I bring this up, because I don't think you should listen to critics. Batman vs Superman got absolutely smashed
Yeah.
by the critics.
Uh-huh.
But the people watching the movie rated it almost, I think, double.
Yeah.
Higher. So there's a problem here between if you go and listen to what critics are saying and what you get out of it
A
yourself.
disconnect.
Now, what does all that mean? I personally think it means you go watch the movie and you take it on its merits without listening to critics. Forget
Yeah.
the critics; they're a waste of time at this point. You don't know who's paying them and who's not paying them. Okay.
Mhm.
So with that in mind, do we want to get into this?
Get
And
into
I'm
it,
gonna
man.
ask- I'm gonna ask
I
some-
want to keep talking about critics, though.
Yeah, please.
Because there's critics and there's critics, right?
Yep.
There is your people that write reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. Okay, and then you've got people like writing reviews for GQ, Empire,
Magazines and
interest magazines, okay? So it depends what you're doing for. And if you're a respected reviewer from a respected magazine, I'm going to put far more stock in your review than I am Joe Blogs on the internet. First of all, have any of us written a review on the internet?
No,
Because we've got fucking better things to do with our time.
that's true. But
So we're talking about paid interviewers pushing agendas.
yeah,
Yeah. All right. I'll leave that point hanging.
So just from our own
We've
interest?
gone on tangent here, but
yeah, no,
anyway.
just from our own interest, the Rotten Tomatoes audience score, how is that generated? Is it like people vote like
Yeah,
Facebook,
so-
and it's like it gets so many likes and that bounces the score?
So Rotten Tomatoes, you log on, you create an account, you write your review, you give it a score out of 10, and it aggregates your scores.
That's a lot of effort. I'd never do that. That's insane.
Yeah.
Oh, so I wonder how many people reviewed it. Does it give the audience score number?
Yeah,
Like-
it would. Yeah.
Like, is it like tens of thousands, or is it just like 5 people?
No idea.
no
I
idea.
didn't
But for movies, like large movies like this, obviously you're going to get a lot of reviews.
Mm.
That's just nature of the beast.
Could be Star Trek fans though.
Yeah, obviously there are groups that coordinate, and you can go on Reddit and you get the downvote review groups where they just spam reviews on pages for, not just for movies, but for like anything.
Yeah.
There's a huge one in video games where they, okay, we're all going to go log on and downvote this video game so it doesn't go as well as the one we
right.
like kind of thing.
Okay.
So the moral to the story is essentially forget critics' ratings. In my mind, okay, just forget them because they're just a waste of time.
All right, Muddy, let's get straight into it.
Okay.
First point. Off you
first
go.
point.
You have the floor.
So
look,
Muddy's
I am-
come in with a list of points he wants us to discuss and hopefully make him understand better, or he's going to convert us
Yeah, I'm happy to go either way with this. Like
like
if you
that
guys
night
have
we
got
were
a,
drinking sangria.
if you guys have got some points to swing me or something, but there are points where I just went. Let me just get this off the bat. One, I'll say it again. I like Star Wars. I love Star Wars, and the actual cinema of it and the sound and all that, top notch as per usual. Like
Yeah.
hit it out the park, and I think that's how it gets so many people liking Star Wars because it's essentially eye porn. Okay, that's what it is. You just because I can watch all the prequels, which people go, oh, they were shit movies. But a lot of the battle scenes and the Jedi fights and that are just amazing. I can watch them all day. So with that in mind, I would watch this again. I will watch this again. But here are the main points where I just went, you kind of missed it. Okay, are we ready?
Yep.
Sorry in advance, this could take a while. Okay. What's the name of the casino planet? That thing.
Canterbury.
All right, so, okay. The casino planet. You got the new kid there. Do you think this is going to be who does the Jedi thing at the end?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
remember that with the broom, whatever.
Uh-huh.
Is this trying to give us hope, or is this are we going to get a new Jedi coming
No,
up?
you got to look at the scene in context. Okay, so that kid has just heard the story of Luke Skywalker that's spreading around the galaxy,
Yep.
standing up to the First Order.
Yep.
And then just as a complete, and I missed it the first time I watched the movie,
Yep.
the complete throwaway thing where he force pulls the broom to himself.
Yeah, just force pulls the broom.
I think what Ryan Johnson did, and especially because it's the very last scene of the movie,
Yeah,
like
so-
credits roll after that. I mean, you've got the scene on the Falcon where everyone's there, and that's the logical place to end the movie.
Yep.
But then no, we go back to Keto Bride.
So I'm getting my take on it was I'm getting the feeling that it's like showing that there's, the movie's called The Last Jedi. It's basically saying no, there's others out there.
Yeah, but
Hope for the future.
they're not
Correct.
Jedi.
Yep. Okay.
There's Force users everywhere, and this kid's a Force user. And
Yep.
I think Ryan Johnson just wanted to remind us that one, people have hope now, and that two, that the Force and the ability to create balance in the Force is not necessarily owned by the Skywalkers or owned by heroes in the galaxy.
Well, I think we kind of get
the
that
lowest
because
people in the galaxy.
Ray has got no. We'll get to
Yeah.
this anyway.
I think that's probably the best scene in the whole movie.
Yeah, I
That
loved
last-
it.
I have no dramas with that. That's the
Yeah.
only bit
But
of
the
the
best scene in the
casino
whole
bit
movie,
that I
I
actually.
think.
That's
Like, it was so clever.
that was the only bit
Very
of the
clever.
casino.
Spewing
You had
that
to
I
double
missed it
take. Like,
the
at the
first
end,
time.
when I watched it the first time,
Yeah.
and I did double take. Did that really
I think
happen?
I was still crying from the first time, so I might have
Okay.
missed it then. But
All right, so I'll wrap up the casino because I felt like the whole casino thing, which goes for probably 20 minutes to half an hour, in and out, right? Complete waste of time. The whole thing is just a complete waste of time. There's way too much attempted humor that didn't work for me. The things spitting out coins at people and everything else is just like, it's rich peeps selling weapons, so it's evil, blah, blah, blah. Right, okay, so they're the rich people. Get it. But my question was, well, where's Resistance and the Republic getting all their weapons from?
And
Same thing.
DJ
And don't
says
eat
that.
meat.
Like, they make a point of that in the movie.
Yeah, and don't eat meat.
What?
That's what I got out of it.
Don't
Being
eat
cruel
meat.
to the animals. Anyway, the code breaker
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
The
Yep.
code
All
breaker
right,
guy.
let's go back to that.
Yeah.
Because again,
this is going to
and
take forever then.
Yeah, that's cool. But like, this is the thing: you can't just dump all this stuff.
Okay,
and
all right,
not
yep,
let us
yep.
talk about it. The don't eat meat thing. I think you might be looking for stuff that's not there. What we have is people that are just being cruel unnecessarily.
Okay, I'm happy
Can
with
we
that.
argue with
I
that?
could go with that one.
All right.
So
So now, back to the planet.
Yep.
My whole thing with the planet, I agree, it didn't work well.
it was slow and
it
it was
slow.
boring. And
CGI was
attempted humor.
bad parts, not necessarily funny. But I think one of the reasons that Ryan Johnson put it in there is that we have a Star Wars,
Yep.
but then people 20 years younger than us have a Star Wars as well. And while he's showing us Star Wars we know by echoing the classics, that Ken O'Brien scene, that was prequel. That's prequel material right there. And he's referencing and bringing in prequel stuff so that people that experience Star Wars after us also are getting their nostalgia dealt with.
I totally agree with everything you said. Because all the way
point.
through the movie, and that's one of the positives, is they do throwbacks, and you could even say the scripts themselves are essentially the old movies.
Yeah, they're cyclical narratives.
Totally.
Even I'll
Yeah.
skip right to the end, but even the last battle scene is it's pretty close to Hoth, right?
Totally. By
It
design.
is 100%.
It's not
A recreation.
mistake. Yeah.
So, but that's kind of the
Except it turns a
yeah.
defeat
but
into
to
a
me,
loss.
that's kind of part of the problem. You've either got a Death Star, and you're constantly showing us old stuff in the same battle scenes. I want something new. Anyway,
But just going back to the
Yep.
point where you made about the bad guys that selling the weapons,
Yep.
they dealt with that on the Falcon. Or no, not on the Falcon, on the ship on the
On
way
the
on the
yacht.
return, on
Yeah.
the yacht. Did you miss that?
must have missed that.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they got basically the yachts of one of the big arms dealers, and they flicks the plans up of a
I saw
TIE
that.
fighter.
Yeah.
But he flicks the TIE, then it shows to an X-wing, and he goes, "Look, the same people that are selling the weapons to the
Well,
Imperials."
that's the codebreaker guy, right?
Yeah. They're also making X-wings and selling them to
And he's
resistance.
saying-
All right,
the
so
same
tick in the
people.
box.
not
I'm happy
good,
with
bad.
that.
Yeah, it's the same people.
But
It's-
he represents the grey.
yeah,
Which
Okay.
Ryan Johnson.
Which I totally agree. That's my point. But you didn't need any of it then. It was a complete mute point. The whole thing feels mute.
to an extent, it could have been wrapped up quicker.
The
It could have been dealt
codebreaker
with a lot
guy.
quicker.
Yeah.
He's not a very strong.
Oh, yeah,
character.
we'll trust you. And he double true. Of course he was going to...
Bad character though, bad actor.
Didn't double cross him, just
Oh.
sold him out.
I don't like
it
the
was
actor.
not his
And the
plan to
escape,
double
and the
cross him.
escape scene. Oh.
Which escape scene?
BBDA with the...
Yeah, oh, yeah.
All right,
That
anyway.
was fun. That was fun.
Oh, I didn't like it. Okay, here's one of the big
I
ones.
cheered.
I'll tell you just on that.
Yeah.
The Codebreaker is one of my big beasts of the movie.
Yeah.
The casting for that actor, I just think's really off.
I got no dramas with the actor. My point is, it's
Benicio del Toro, you
Yeah.
didn't like him.
it's irrelevant.
I just think, yeah, totally wrong. Like, yes, he's greasy, get that, but I just don't think it needs that level of actor for that particular part.
I was saying to you, Jacob, like, I walked away from it and I wrote it down, like, is he... Do I need to know him for another movie? Like, is he someone?
Do you need to know him for another movie, though?
I'm thinking of him as maybe almost like, not necessarily Han Solo, but sort of going either side and trading and
It's
dealing.
like outside the main, like outside your hand, like Harrison Ford, not
Yeah.
your main Star Wars characters. There's nobody famous, and all of a sudden they drop in, this dude, and he's like straight away he's so iconic. He's got such a
There's a lot of famous actors in these movies.
but not directly, like they're in suits or whatever.
Okay.
Okay, next
I
point.
might disagree with the level of fame in some actors, but yeah.
Well, yeah, I suppose yes,
Yeah.
it's subjective.
I don't really know actors' names.
Yeah.
All right. I'll move on to Snoke, because this is...
can I get back to Greasy DJ, though?
Yeah, please.
All right.
Yeah.
I think I agree that the Ken O'Brien stuff was overdone. It could have
Okay,
been wrapped
cool.
up
We're on
quicker.
agreement so far.
Okay. I think my whole issue with the Ken O'Brien thing is that Ryan Johnson didn't know how to write Finn.
That's one of my points.
We
in
have
here.
Finn, who was
He's-
a great character in Force Awakens, but J.J. Abrams had a plan for him. And
That's
then this
exact.
is the issue.
Greg just did the exact same face that I'm feeling
You didn't
about
think
his
he was-
whole character.
You didn't think he was a good character in
Do you
Force
know
Awakens?
he had a point where I was like, this is his moment. You know what I'm going to say. And they fucked it.
No, they didn't.
They
That-
fucked that whole scene.
Why? And I'll tell you why you're wrong in a second. But
It's not fucking wrong, man.
so
Greg,
let's go.
Difference of opinion.
What we have here, and this whole thing, the issue for me is we've got a writer-director for Force Awakens, then we have a new writer-director for this who doesn't know. Like, they probably had discussions, but J.J. Abrams would have gone, do it your way.
They've got a new,
and he's
they've
going,
got a new
I don't
guy
know.
every time, so there's no...
Well, we get J.J. Abrams back to wrap it up.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, he's writing the ninth one now.
That's interesting.
So we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, look, I agree. I just don't think he knew what to do with Finn.
I don't think they know
Because
what
Finn
to do
the
with
whole
him
way
at all.
becomes this exposition piece where Finn has to go to the planet and learn that it's not black and white. Finn has to be told different things, and Finn has to learn the lesson to look after your own skin, and Finn has to learn the lesson that looking after his own skin is not as important. Like, Finn is the one that gives us the message the whole way through the film without it, and it's kind of a bit obvious.
My face is what Greg's is doing right now. I'm not...
You
I
disagree?
do not... Yeah, I don't
So you
think...
don't agree
No.
that Finn gets taught lessons?
You can say there's
in an
lessons,
obvious
but
matter.
every character in there is supposed to be getting a lesson. So it's not like Finn's
Yeah,
the only
I
guy
agree.
getting lessons, but his lessons are kind of... I find him...
It's a moot point, the fact that they're so
I
obvious.
find him...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They-
Because Ryan Johnson didn't know what to do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's my... Okay. I haven't liked his character the whole way through. But he was better in Force Awakens.
Yeah.
I'll grant that, but by no means was it good. Okay. Can we go on to Snoke?
Yeah.
Get into it.
Okay.
Did you want Snoke to be the Emperor?
No.
Then
What
Snoke's fine how he is.
do you know what I want from
What's not-
Snoke?
Yeah.
I want to understand who, how, what, because
Why? Why does it matter? It's not Snoke's story.
he has influenced so much of this story,
Has
i.e. getting Kylo over instead of going with Luke. He's running the thing. He's running the First Order. He's influencing, doing all this stuff. So he's been around since before when Luke's around.
Yeah.
And there is no explanation for him whatsoever.
But does there
None.
need to be? When
And then...
Palpatine shows up in Empire Strikes Back, they don't go, Palpatine, you're here. How was your childhood on Coruscant? And then you did this and this.
No,
Like,
but you saw
Palpatine,
him. You saw how he was building and influencing things.
Not in the first trilogy. What do you know about Palpatine in the first trilogy?
Off that, yeah, that's
What do you
fine.
know?
But they did it.
In the
You've-
prequels.
Okay, so
And
what, you're going to do
some
a
of the most-
prequel?
No,
you
because
can't now.
They
because-
learned from this because the prequels, the most boring batshit bits in the prequels was Palpatine going, yes, I will take over the Senate, and then I will do this because of these reasons, and this is my master plan. It's fucking not needed.
I actually
We've got
liked-
an evil dark dude. Fuck him. Cut him
Alright.
in half.
the death of him.
It's
This
cool.
all-empowering guy who can force choke people with his just holographic image. He can feel what everyone's doing. He's just throwing Rey around like she's not even there. But he doesn't know a lightsaber right next to
No,
him.
because
It's like
Kylo's
spinning
more
around.
powerful than him. Kylo
He's-
and Rey are more powerful than Snoke.
I'm not buying that one at all.
Why not?
I think that death was just poor.
What do you want from him? Do you really
I
want him
don't
there
know.
sitting on his throne going, yes, when I was a fucking young
Well, that's what he
fella
did.
and blah, blah."
He's like, I know your mind. I know your... He basically was telling you exactly... Like,
But he
it
was
just
wrong.
So
He was wrong the
right.
whole time.
I just hated that whole bit. But anyway.
All right, again, are you looking at this in segments that you hate, or are you looking at it as a spanning narrative?
The whole Snoke thing, I feel like, one, they could have done more with.
Why?
And two,
It's not
his
his
death was
story.
just piss poor.
The Emperor got thrown off a catwalk. Remember? After he says 7 lines of dialogue. Oh, like, what do you want from these dudes?
I'd like a little bit more, actually.
Yeah, I don't.
I'd
The
like
whole
more.
Snoke thing, it sort of does bother me because you've got this supreme leader in inverted commas. I mean, that's what they called him. And in what aspect was he supreme leader? Was he the gel that kept the First Order together and the Empire together? Because if he is, okay, Kylo Ren's going to obviously now fall into that mold.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's just so easily disposed of, I just.
All right, so this is, you got to step away from the idea that he was easily disposed of. Like, Kylo Ren and Rey together
Oh, yeah,
are
they're-
incredibly powerful.
Yes, I get that.
Yeah.
But I suppose it's more the point of, and like you make a good point about Palpatine, it's more the point that like screen time he gets about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
If that, across probably the two movies.
But it's not his story.
It's a Star
But he's
Wars.
such a massive player
It's-
behind the scenes that you want a little bit more out
It's a
of.
Star Wars story, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And being a Star Wars story means that, yes, it is his movie because they're all part of it. And I just don't think you can isolate it to go, it's,
Right.
it's X story or it's Y story or Z story. It's a
You'll
whole
need to buy
package.
Snoke Chronicles when Chuck Wendig writes them.
Well, hopefully, because
I find it. I guess I don't fully understand. I guess going back to what you said. So was Snoke? Has he been involved with the Empire since way back,
Don't know.
forever and a day? Because
Right.
or has he come on since Palpatine was destroyed?
Don't know. But
Because to me,
does it matter?
well, yes, it does. Because
Why?
because okay, so
But
the
just hear me out,
Empire
though.
the Empire was scattered after the destruction of the Death Star. Now we don't know what happened. They disappeared into the far reaches of space.
Well, unless
and
you read Aftermath.
Okay, and then they regrouped. But from what I understand, is they disappeared into the far reaches of space, regrouped, and then came back and essentially have attacked the fledgling alliance,
The Republic. Yeah.
Republic
the
alliance.
New Republic.
Right?
Mm.
So they had some sort of, and this Snoke dude is the guy that at the end of the day has brought, took the mantle of leader for whatever reason
Yeah.
and has pulled them all together. I think that's quite an important piece of backstory that's missing.
But
in
how
my
do
opinion.
you put that in the film? Do you have him sitting there explaining his backstory?
No, I don't think you don't have to. I think if it was to come out in years to come, which they're not stupid, they probably will, then that would keep me happy because I would go, yes, get it now. But it'd
But
be
we're
nice.
not talking about what comes in years to come. We're talking about the movie. How do you have Snoke telling his backstory in this movie without making it worse?
Well, we're not movie writers, but we're telling you what we wanted to be able to see in the movie. How he writes that in,
so
I'm
you
not
want to
sure.
see Snoke's backstory?
I think
in
you
the
can
movie?
easily
something.
just like the way in the original, what do you call it, the Jedi Awakens. What's the first one called?
Force Awakens.
Force
Yeah.
Awakens. I said. So just in that one, as they had the Kylo Ren going to a bit of flashback or nightmares or whatever, you saw the Knights of Ren. You could easily have done that with Snoke, like a 30-second snippet, which is a little teaser to go, that makes a bit of sense. But geez, give me more. Give me a hell of a lot more because that looks awesome.
Because
That would be a pretty wicked story, or just seeing a bit of that flashback.
this is all happening because he's been able to manipulate
Mm.
and do all this stuff, but we have no idea who he is. So I felt a little like missed opportunity. It's a missed opportunity.
I think
for
we're
me.
giving Snoke more credit than he needs in the story. But I'll
Yeah.
take your point.
All right. Okay.
My big issue is if his backstory comes out later on, then good, that's well done.
I hope
if
it
had
does.
it been in the movie, it would have been clunky and
I
ridiculous.
hope they do.
No,
some
I
more.
don't disagree, but I still think look at the Kylo Ren where he, was or maybe it was Rey had that nightmare where she saw the Knights of Ren. That one scene was sick.
Yeah, and it was a second. It was
Yeah,
literally
exactly
a
right.
second.
So that's what I'm
how
saying
do,
with
how do we
Snoke.
how do we start satisfying backstory for Snoke?
You could
in
easily
one
turn.
minute? If he's this big badass.
Okay, here's
you want a
how you do it.
1 second
You
flash.
Here's how you do it.
you cut the casino out, and you got another half an hour.
No, here's how you do it. The ginger-haired dude, Hux. Okay,
Yeah.
so he comes in after losing the rebels, and old mate gives him hell for it, and says something like, "Well, if it wasn't for me pulling you all together, you'd be bloody still in diapers, pal." And it could go from him, not necessarily Snoke, but Hux having a flashback of whenever he
Yeah.
first met Snoke and how that all happened, as a means of showing a little bit of, oh yeah, I get it. That's the gel. That's how it works.
I got to completely disagree.
I
Because
get.
I genuinely do not. I think Hux is like the Emperor. I think he's the evil force in the background, but he's not a main player in the story. He is the background. He is context. He is not content.
Anyway, all right.
Just like the Emperor.
We'll agree to disagree. We want to move on to Yoda. Want to go on to some Yodas?
Off you go. Get into it.
You are listening to our Last Jedi spoiler special. And now, enjoy some more.
All right. That you haven't read the books line or whatever it was.
yeah,
He says to Luke.
yeah, they're not page
Anyway,
turns.
it's silly. I didn't get the yeah, whatever. The similarity, I did pick up on the similarity. Yoda, when he goes through his trials, when it's all falling apart, he becomes essentially a hermit. Luke kind of does the same thing. That's cool. That's all right. Yoda, was he really needed in this? I got a question. The whole lightning, how he did the lightning thing, but cool. All right, he's a Jedi Master. I get all that. But he wasn't really needed other than an eye candy, for the fans. Because you got to see Yoda. Okay?
I think it.
So no dramas there. I didn't like the joke. I thought he came across a bit.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's classic Yoda.
Yeah. Well, crazy Yoda.
Yoda teaches Luke that there's still more to learn.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
we'll
Even
get
though
to
Luke is the greatest Jedi hero of the galaxy, Yoda shows him.
no one's perfect.
Yeah.
I get all of that, but
I think Yoda is. I think Yoda
we'll get
is
to
needed.
Luke. We got to.
I would say, answer your question. I'd say Yoda is needed in that scene, and I think I think it's quite clever
So
how
he
they
burns
do
the
it.
books.
Hmm.
That's realistically all that happened.
No, he doesn't.
But that's fine.
He doesn't burn the books though.
No, but he lightnings the temple and whatnot. So, I guess that's a mute.
Can I say
point, right?
that was very clever though when he goes, "There's no wisdom in there that she does not already possess," and then she's got the books. I thought that was very clever.
Yeah, very good. So,
because
I've got no dramas with the Yoda. What I'm saying is, I've essentially got no major dramas with the Yoda. You didn't really. I don't think you really needed it, but I can see why people like to see Yoda. So, tick there, right? Okay, some of the stuff I did like. This whole new development with how the Force is working. Being able to materialize items and stuff across space. That translink between the two.
That was
all of that's
cool.
that,
That was really cool.
where he's sitting there. We'll get to Luke, but where he's projecting all of that sort of stuff across. That was all cool. I kind of liked it. I was happy with that. I kind of liked it.
Again,
They're trying something new.
It's not new, but it's new in the movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Here we get to Luke. Okay, Luke and Rey. This was the bit that I was the most. Looking around, was this the bit that you were most wanting to see after Force Awakens? You were wanting to see Luke and Rey
I guess so. Yeah.
That was the.
I wanted to see Kylo and Rey.
Okay. All right. Okay. I wanted to see how. Probably second. I wanted to see how Luke and Rey
Would play out.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be probably more like going back to Yoda and Luke and it'd be the training. All right. So you can see where I'm going to be a little disappointed.
How was it not like Yoda and Luke?
Okay. Let me go through this.
Okay.
Okay. So I felt like there was not enough time spent developing this part of the story. I wanted to see them actually doing more stuff together. Him sort of coaching her through. I get why he didn't want to do it. I get all of that. But I wanted more. I didn't want that angle. They've gone with a different angle. I wanted a separate angle.
So you wanted different from Empire Strikes Back?
I wanted Luke to actually show her some stuff. Instead, we got whiny Luke, who it was all too hard. Oh, I've given up. Oh, we're better off all dead. That's what we got from Luke. Realistically, right? Depressed Luke. Okay? All right. Luke's death at the end.
Brilliant.
Were you emotionally, did that bother you
Yeah,
emotionally?
absolutely.
I felt nothing.
What?
I felt nothing.
Well, he's not dead.
Well,
he's now
to be
gone
fair-
He's in the Force.
Yeah, he's now joined
Yeah.
Yoda.
You
Because I didn't get enough.
you were dead inside after Canto Bride anyway. So.
Yeah. I didn't, it was just like, because I didn't see enough
when he
of him
looks up
being
and sees
Luke.
the twin sons of Tatooine.
Yeah,
and
I
he's-
got all of
joins
that,
that.
and then he disappeared in a puff and all that.
I was near tearing up.
But he wasn't
Yeah.
even there.
Yes, he was.
He wasn't really there. He was sitting on a rock. the
Yeah,
whole
that's
time.
right. Yeah,
So
it was
I
bloody
just,
clever.
I didn't.
He went home.
It was so clever.
All we got was whiny Luke, and then he turns into a puff.
All right.
Last redeeming moment
let's-
was where he ninja goes across the plains and pretends to fight.
But why is he whiny Luke? Like, why is
Because
he
he's just given up on everything.
No, he's ashamed. He is a man deeply, deeply ashamed.
So
Yep.
hiding on a rock, he's ashamed, and he's just letting this all happen again. He's just done what Yoda realistically did.
He's not. He's not letting it happen again. He is trying to let the Jedi die because he feels it's the Jedi's fault.
By
that
letting
got to that
Snoke
stage.
and Kylo run around taking over the galaxy. That's showing them. I'll show them. I'm going to let us die by me dying and
Yep.
not caring, and
Yep.
they'll just take over everything.
It's shame, man. He's
I
ashamed of
totally,
what he
but
did.
I just...
No,
Luke.
this is the thing. Like, Luke has been a hero for so long. Luke was the hero of the galaxy.
Luke was
and
no
he
hero
failed.
in this
Do you know
one.
who he failed?
He failed his sister.
He failed his sister.
I get all of
and
that.
hurts him more
This
than
is
anything
actually
else.
this is
So
another
to him.
this is another one of the parts. So he basically goes to kill his sister's son. After all the trials he went through with his father, going to them and standing there before them and the Emperor, and there's still good in him and everything else, yet he's about to kill because he had a small glimmer that he might be a bad apple.
Yeah.
He didn't try to convert him. Oh no, lightsaber straight
He
away.
was too far gone. Yeah.
Alright, okay. I thought that was a bit, yeah. Okay, I wanted to see Luke raise the X-Wing out of the water.
Yeah.
He's already done that.
Come on, that would have been...
Well, no, he didn't do it. He failed, and Yoda did.
That would have been really cool. So that was one. Alright. Alright, no.
So how long did it take you to realise that Luke wasn't there? On fucking... What's it?
Well, now in
Crate.
hindsight, the lightsaber was the wrong one.
Yeah. As soon as he lit the blue lightsaber, I'm like,
Plus,
he's not really there.
his beard was a different colour and his hair was shorter and everything else. So
Yeah, well, you
Yeah.
might stop at the barber on the way.
yeah, so I
I would.
got it. But
You know,
it
if
was
I'd
like,
seen my sister
You would.
in 20
I
years,
was really hoping
I'd
there
go
was
and
going to
clean
be
up.
this epic battle. There's not. He doesn't pull out. He doesn't have a lightsaber battle.
Mm.
he
It's
does
Luke.
with Ray.
That's one of my bits here too. All right, let's just keep going down to Luke. All right. Luke's not in attendance yet. Finn about to sacrifice himself. So Finn, we'll get to that one. Luke drinking the tit milk. What the fuck?
I know, that was a bit... What?
He's being crazy. Just
That's
like
fine.
Yoda was crazy to him when he rocked up on Dagobah, acted like a fucking crazy person,
No, but
and then trying to get him to run away.
No, there's a
And then
difference.
so Luke's...
I see your point.
Yeah.
But he was trying to not be Yoda because he didn't know he was Yoda.
Yeah.
She's rocking up knowing that he's Luke. You can't pretend you're not Luke.
You can pretend you're not the Luke that she
Well,
thinks you are.
Well, quite clearly that's already true though.
Yeah.
Because
Of course
she's
it
looking
is,
for
yeah.
a savior, and he throws the lightsaber, and
Yeah,
I'm gonna go
Second
get
best
some.
scene in the movie.
I'm gonna go get some tit
Second
milk.
best scene.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wrote
'Cause-
here. I liked.
I don't know, yeah.
Everyone in the audience went, "Huh?" Like
I
there was
still
like
think,
a intake of breath when he did that.
Did you like it?
I still think the flagship, jumping light speed and cutting
Through
strokes.
the, yeah.
I still
Oh
think
my
that's
goodness, yeah.
that's probably the second.
The way the
best.
sound dropped out in that, and
Yeah.
it just went silent, and then
And then you see the scene of destruction, you're like, what?
Jesus were there.
Yes.
All right, next point on Luke. I liked his take on the Jedi Order. I totally understand that. I get it.
Mhm.
But I didn't like the whole how just shame, depression. Anyway, the darkness on the island.
Yeah.
I wanted more. I wanted to see what this more. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted it a bit more explained, and like then she sees herself. So I'm assuming that's basically meaning she doesn't have parents or something because she's going, "Oh, who are my parents?" Right? And she just sees herself. Is
Yeah.
that was that your take
She
on
wants
it?
to see her parents. She wants to see her rescue, basically. But all she sees is herself.
Yeah,
And she
so
sees
she-
herself continuing forever.
Yeah. So she is. That's her. It's all
And
about
that's
her.
and that's the point where she
I know, but I'm going to get to
accepts
this.
it.
I'm so. I'll get to her. All right.
and that's why when Kylo says your parents were no one, she goes, "Yeah, I know."
Yeah.
She knows by then.
She gets it now.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Luke's lightsaber.
Mm.
So where did it go? Who had it? What was it doing? Like, because they found it that other orange.
That's right, yeah.
As Kanata. Yeah.
That's it.
Where? How did it get there? Who picked it up?
Yeah, like,
What's it mean?
does it matter?
Well, if he's really pissed off, he would have just thrown it like he did, and no one would have it. He would have thrown it in the water, right? But
No,
it's
alright,
not.
so-
It's on some lady's chest in some weird.
No, that's Anakin's lightsaber.
Is
the one
it?
that he lost in Empire when Vader cuts off his hand. That's the one. That's the blue one.
So is that the one
Luke's
she's handing
lights-
him?
The one he built was the green one. Yeah.
Is
So
that- was
Rey
that-
handed him Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber
Why would he want that?
because it was his when he was the hero.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. I'll let you have that one because I don't know.
Sorry.
Oh, Luke didn't even have a. Did he have a reaction when he found out Han had died?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he
I
did.
didn't. I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't really get
He
that.
took the dice.
Yep.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Ray getting tricked by Luke with the branch, with the Force thing. reach out with your feelings, and he's touching her with the.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It still shows her naivety.
There is some humour to it, right?
Yeah.
I'll grant that. But then the next go, she's bloody moving rocks and splitting things.
Her
Like,
raw power. She's naive and raw, and that's why he's afraid
this
of
is rubbing me up. I feel like she can just do everything without any. Oh, I just do this. Oh, I just pluck that. Oh, I just do this. You watch all these other Jedis, and they're having to struggle to figure this out. And he's like, what was it? Vader was like the best. Vader was like the strongest in the Force they'd ever seen, right? And then I'm assuming Luke's probably, was he equal or second best?
No, he
to
was
Vader?
not equal to Vader. No.
All right, but even Vader had to go through trials and tribulations as Anakin, right? Yeah? This chick's just like 5 seconds ago didn't even know what a Jedi was, and she's just moving mountains essentially. And you're just like, I want to see
See
her.
this whole Mary Sue argument. I don't.
No, I'm not going there.
She's-
But I
she's
want to see
still
her
got
have
flaws.
to I don't know, struggle a bit. The only struggle she's got is, I don't have any parents. That's all she's got. Other than that, she just does everything. And I don't see, it's hard to get behind someone when they haven't got something, sort of like having to fight against something, or that's sort of holding them back, or they're having to struggle.
Well, like a master that's not willing to train you,
That's
like a weight of expectation on your
she's
shoulder.
there for a day and then she leaves. That's not. You know what I mean?
Which has a couple of nighttime FaceTimes with Force times.
Yeah.
But remember with Luke's
Guy.
with Yoda, like he's
Yeah.
falling over and making a clown of himself.
Yeah,
trying to
but
do
Luke
it all.
was only there for a little while. He was only there for a week or so.
But he was hopeless too.
Yeah, and so is she.
No, she's moving mountains already. She's not hopeless. That's
What do you
my
mean
point.
She's moving mountains. She lifts up some rocks.
She just beat Luke. She beats Luke, and she's
Luke's
beat.
an old man that's closed himself off from the Force.
Oh no. Anyway,
She is raw Force that has risen up to match Kylo. Like, Kylo is raw power, and because the Force works in balance, this is all explained in the movie.
because of
that
the
she-
balance. Yeah, but I don't like it. Because
You
there's the positive and the negative balance. Because the negative's rising in power, that therefore means the positive has to go up, and therefore she doesn't need any skills. She's just got balance, bro.
What do you mean skills?
She's just fucking lifted a mountain,
What
and she's
mountain?
never even tried.
Did
At
you
the
say
end,
lift? No,
at
she
the
lifts
end.
rocks out of the way. It's
Oh,
not
it's
lifting
not
a
a
mountain.
freaking couple of rocks, is it?
Oh, it's not a mountain. That's what you're talking about. It's boulders.
The boulders.
Boulders,
She's
Jeez,
like,
that's not a mountain. It's like a few boulders.
All right, so this,
I've got a
this
problem
thing,
with it.
Why?
Okay,
Because
okay.
It
all
just
right.
it just
from
seems
day
from
dot
zero
Star
to hero,
Wars, like,
zero
it's
to
been-
hero.
Yeah.
It's too quick.
How long does Luke train? Who teaches Luke? Luke is raw power as well. That's risen up.
He's
to
and he's not lifting boulders. He
What-
didn't lift any boulders. Best he did was try to do the X-wing,
Maybe it's like riding a
but
bike.
at least they showed him trying to train. That's my point. They showed him training. At least he was with Yoda and he's learning how to do it. Right? Was he perfect? No. She's had no training, and yet she's just doing all this stuff,
Well, she
and that
lifts-
works me.
He did lift some pebbles up with Luke, and then, like I said, maybe it's like riding a bike.
After he tickled her with a branch.
Once you've ridden a little bike, you can ride a big bike.
After
you can put a bit more effort into it.
So
Into the wrist, it's on the
she's-
wrist.
This is how raw she is. She's reaching out to feel the Force, and he tickles her with a branch, and she thinks that's the Force. That's how raw she is. And then the next minute, she's lifting pebbles, and the next scene where she's using any sort of Force tricks, she's lifting boulders. That's just too quick for me.
All right, so what is the standard training time of a Jedi?
Oh, here we go.
No, I just want to know
I'm
because
talking
clearly, if
about
her
plot.
progression is too quick, how long? Like,
I'm
we're talking
about
months, years.
plots
Like,
where it's like it just feels.
how long did that
rushed.
kid in the stables learn to pull the broom to him?
All
Or
right,
did
so-
he just know how to do
So,
it?
as per usual, when there's something that doesn't quite sound right, it's just the Force.
It's
man.
fucking Star Wars, man. Yes, it's the Force.
But it's
What part of this?
Why-
Like,
it
why are we
can
trying
make-
to apply logic to this? She's a fucking space wizard with a laser sword.
There's definitely no logic in how quick
It
she's
doesn't
picking
need
this
to
stuff
be.
up.
She's a space wizard with a laser sword.
She's a space wizard. All right, who's had no space wizard
Is
training?
this the best you can come up with?
No, I've got. Trust me, there's tons here.
All right, keep
Well,
going.
I have to say, out of the whole lot so far, you've agreed with many parts of this. Okay, Luke and the map.
Luke in the map.
Now, he made the map so he could be found when the galaxy needed him, right? That was what the whole map was for.
No.
Why
no.
else would you make a map?
I don't know. I have to watch it again
the
to
map
see.
existed. He tried to split it and keep it hidden.
So he gave it to R2D2
No,
to keep.
he gave it to the dude that was hiding on Jakku to keep. And the dude hiding on Jakku decided to give it to the Resistance.
No, but that was only part of the map.
The missing
the
part
missing
that you
part.
needed.
The missing part,
where
yeah,
it was.
correct.
Yeah.
But the bulk,
Yeah,
a
it
lot
was
of
a
the part
map
was
of the
Luke.
galaxy.
So at some point he was making a map, right?
No, Luke didn't make
No,
the
I
map.
don't think
So
No.
who's making the map?
Luke used the
It's
map
the map
to
of the
find
universe.
the place.
It's the map of the
And then
whole...
when he found the place, he split the map and gave it to someone he thought he could trust.
So he gave it to that guy.
And that guy was going to go die on Jakku, and that would be the end of it. But he decided, no, I need to give it to the Resistance.
All
Because
right.
Luke needs to
I'll
come
let
back.
you have that one then, because that was driving me. I'm like, oh, what's the point of the map then? Okay. Yeah, we already done Luke with Ran. Ray beating Luke in combat. Yeah. All right. Can we get to Finn and Rose?
Yep.
Well, we've already touched on it. I really didn't like that whole other thing. So when she completely ruins the whole towards the end of the movie where she crashes in and says, "Oh, but we want to love each other or something, and that's how we're going to win the war."
What does she say?
Oh,
Because this is the message here.
we're about, I don't know, saving people and loving or something.
We're going
and
to win because we're going to...
Meanwhile, they've got the freaking death cannon thing blowing down the door. Right, with one way out. They don't know. But anyway, that's not even the problem. I didn't like how it ended. I wanted him to go in, and I would have been like cheering. That would have made me go, yeah, he's doing it for the, for the
I agree.
resistance.
I think it would have made
she
him finally
She
useful.
nearly kills him for no gain. She could have killed him. She's T-boned him.
Yeah.
And then they get out, and then they run, a couple of Ks back. No one shoots at them.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So,
Okay, what does she say to him? Because this is the key message here. We're talking the spark to light the fire that will burn the First Order down. What does she say?
I don't know, I don't even care.
Okay, go back and watch it again.
All right, I will.
And then talk to me.
Thanks for that. All right.
What did she say?
She
You can't leave me
says,
hanging.
Yeah.
we're not going to fight them by killing what we hate. We're not going to win by killing what we hate. We're going to win by saving what we love.
Yeah, well, as I said, saving what we love or whatever.
Yep. And
That's great.
it.
That's awesome.
Because
but there's a
she's-
freaking cannon right there that you can't get rid of.
Again,
it's
okay,
about to
like,
blow the freaking thing
we're
up. You don't
putting-
know Luke's hologram's going to pop up. And then she nearly kills him doing it. She could have killed him. And then they just jog back after that. If I got T-boned, I'd probably
Again.
broken spine and everything else. But anyway, then they jog back and there's all these AT-ATs and whatever all just standing there and just all watching it,
Which have all been
clapping?
told to stop because Luke's just walked out.
Oh,
So,
someone
can it
shoot at him.
Forces
Jesus.
arrived,
Oh.
protected what needs to be protected. This is the
Anyway.
Force. But this is the whole thing.
Yeah.
They're going, it's a big message because they're literally saying we need to stand for something, not just against something.
I get all of that.
Okay,
I get
so-
that. You get that in every movie. You
You
know,
don't-
we're not going to stoop to their level type philosophy. I get that. But yet, they're fucking kicking your head in. They're kicking your head in. They've already killed the Republic, twice?
And
Is
again-
it twice now?
Yeah.
It's hope, man.
So,
This
that's stupidity at that point. Right?
and what is hope but not stupidity?
Every time they go, oh, we've finally beaten the Empire, let's demilitarize. And then the Empire essentially comes back and goes, hey, boys, we got some bigger tanks this time. And they go,
Yes.
oh, shit, we're now
So
the
you mean
resistance
every
again.
time like that one time? Or
Well, isn't they beat the Empire? Because this is the way it works, right? They beat the Empire, then the Empire bugs out. Some of the planets go over, right, to the Republic.
yeah.
So I suppose it is only once, but
Don't let that get in the way of the story. Come on.
you've just had a fight. Like Leia and all that are still alive. So
Yeah.
this isn't like it's old history. This isn't like 100 years down the track.
Yeah.
It's like a year,
Yeah.
10 years.
Happened yesterday.
10 years? Let's demilitarize the whole of the Republic, so we got no ships.
Yeah.
And then, oh crap, the boogeyman's back again. You're like,
Wouldn't you think you'd ask the question, wonder where those white dudes dressed in white want to? You
that's-
think they'll come back?
but I get it. That's why there still is this resistance, because Leia knows that they're coming back. But yet the rest of the Republic's like, we don't need these big cannon things. Let's just get rid of this shit.
All right.
How can it be
Can I
right?
just
Yeah.
historical allegory because you've already brought this up in our
Yeah.
conversations.
I feel like a lot of
All
this
right.
is trying to harken
Neville
back to
Chamberlain,
history.
1936, walking down steps of his plane, waving his piece of paper. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we shall have peace in our time.
Yep.
Mr. Hitler has guaranteed it with me.
Yeah, but
People that don't want war will believe anything.
That's a fair point.
It is a very fair point.
And
But
this is the
what I'm
thing.
worried about
And-
is that it's about 10 years?
20.
20 years. All right, so what are we talking? 15 to the 4? Yeah, so it's close, but not quite. We're talking, 15s, and then everyone's in the 40s, so that's about roughly 30 years in between, 20. I'll grant you that, but it just feels like...
And
it's like we've got to have the rebels. It feels like we've got to have the rebels, so the way we do it is we do this to do it. So I'll grant it, but it's like...
again, he trying to put logic on this space opera.
Yeah, a little bit. A little. I probably am, so yeah. All right, so anyway, I said Finn and Rose. The fucking... This goes back to what you're saying with Finn. They don't know what to do with him.
They don't know what to do with him.
The fucking getting out of the pod and he's drip. You're just like, for fuck's sake. I seriously just was... I wanted to throw something. Like, it's stupid. Oh, he's naked and he's got water pissing out everywhere. I was just like, this fucking...
Oh, yeah. At the start, where you first... Yeah,
this is
he's
why when I was texting you, like, I'm at the start and I'm like, oh my God, I hope this gets better because this is... Like, the humour to me was way off. They just...
Yeah, but then, okay, to temper that,
Yeah.
is it a case of, like, whenever the First Order gets you, or whenever they turn you into Stormtrooper, you're brainwashed that much that you're so naive?
That you're walking around with water dripping out all over you,
Yeah.
and you're half naked,
Yep.
and everyone's running around slipping over you,
Yeah.
and no one's going, hey, buddy.
He did just have his spine sliced open by a lightsaber. So I'm sure that probably put you in a little bit of shock. Confusion.
All right. Yep. All right. Anyway, I didn't think it was needed.
And by the way, I loved the humour throughout it. I thought it was awesome.
Oh, really?
I laugh my dick off.
I
as
watched it with my two boys, and they were...
All
Because
right.
it's a movie for, like, I'm 40, and my youngest is 10. There's a 30-year gap, and we both walked away going, that is ridiculously awesome.
When at the start, when he's like, "Yeah, I'm holding for Hux," and like, I was snorting in the cinema, and I know you, Muddy, just hated it.
I hated it.
And those little creatures.
hated it.
What are they-
Porgs.
Yeah,
that-
they're awesome.
I
And the
was-
way they're like nesting in the Millennium Falcon,
Yeah.
loved it. Thought it was
Do you know why they did that?
awesome.
Because when they were on the island, all the puffins kept getting into their shit, so they wanted to put something in.
Right. Okay.
So, like from
So, look, we're going to disagree. I didn't like the
Porgs,
humour at
wicked
all.
man.
Okay.
Yep, love the Porgs.
All right, so we've already spoke. Did we speak about the X-Wing with the Dreadnought thing?
No.
Like, when the ships come in,
Yeah.
first thing, there's the Rebel base. We know there's a Rebel base. What's the first thing you think you would do as a commander?
You wipe it off the face of the planet.
Yeah.
Well, and fighters, straight out. Boom. No, we're just going to stand here and have a prank phone call with old matey, and we're going to let him fly around, shoot all our shit. We'll do one next week.
yeah.
This
but
is
then-
how I started the movie. I'm just going, whoa!
All right, so here's okay.
Yeah.
Empire jump out of hyperspace, fire the cannons, launch their fighters. Movie's over.
I know that.
But this
It's
is the
poor
thing.
writing.
It's a fucking Star Wars movie. It's
well, no,
not poor
what
writing.
you could have done is just use the light speed and gone right through all their ships, ready to go.
Okay, again, to temper that, would it not be, like, looking from the Empire side,
Yep.
that's their whole position of it's power and might. We don't have to send the fighters out because you know what? We're going to get them. It's an automatic win for us.
I
We're
totally-
so cocky.
I totally get where you're
We've got a
coming.
dreadnought.
Yeah, like we're
I
rocking. We're going to
totally
smash
get
it.
it. It's the Persian army.
Yeah.
It's rocking up.
Yep.
Going, yeah, we got a dreadnought, man.
Tactics. Get ready your
But,
tactics because we're awesome.
But I was just
This
cringing
is the-
with the whole prank phone call thing and everything. I was just like, God damn. Because they're so angry and bitter, which they portray them. They're just like, raging all the time. He would have just said, back and shoot at everything. That'd be me on a bad day. I'd just say, back and shoot
Did you
at
see-
everything.
You'd be saying, what colour's that X-Wing? It's black. Bloody hell, get it down now before he wrecks us.
There was one crew member, and I just noticed him the second time. That every time Hux did something, this crew member in the background go, "Oh fuck!" Like this.
Oh, really?
But yeah, so even the crew
Yeah.
on the ship know Hux is a tosser.
Yeah.
But then even Snoke addresses that, saying, "You know,
Yeah.
I've leashed my rabid dog."
So anyway, that
Yeah.
was my... they never seem to launch fighters. The gravity for the bombers, like...
Did you just mention gravity in the Star Wars film?
Yeah.
Why?
Because
What about the bomber scene?
Because the
Did you
way-
like the bomber scene?
Because the way they're doing it, it's like it's relying on gravity. Like
Well,
they've got
maybe
to
they're-
fly over the top, to drop the.
Maybe they've got
you can-
propulsion.
it's-
Maybe they've got
I'm
repulsion.
going with it, but why wouldn't you just propel them
Do you know
forward?
the best thing about that bombing scene though? And I know I've mentioned this to you before.
Yeah.
Is the ball turrets on the bombers.
yeah.
And I
It
was
looks
like,
cool.
Yeah,
But
because you know,
also-
like
when
Lucas
she
and
pops-
Spielberg had all they wanted to do the World War II movies and like
That's the. I think that's where they.
it.
I think that's where they kind of get it because they're trying to do that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't quite work in space, but I'm going with it because it looks cool.
Yeah.
All right. Trust me, I'm getting it.
Did you notice that the sound effects for the bombers was a throwback to the Clone Wars?
Yeah.
The cartoon. I thought that was awesome.
I haven't watched all the Clone Wars.
Yeah. I thought it was very clever how
What
they
was
did
the other
that.
bit? So, and another thing. So, I'm assuming it's shielded or something. Like when the bottom pops up and
Yeah.
she's just lying there.
Yeah.
It'd be
Wouldn't
mag
she have-
shielded. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Just
has
like
to
the
be,
docking
because
bays
otherwise
and
she'd get
I'm sure you see that. There's like a
Sucked out.
blue. There's
no
one scene where
oxygen, sucked out. all
I'm
that
sure there's
sort
a
of
scene
jazz.
where it
Yeah.
shows like a blue, or when the
Right.
bombs drop through,
Okay.
it shows the blue like lit.
All right, so
force
let's go
field.
with that. All right.
But it's the same with the hangar bays on the destroyers and stuff. They're mag shielded. It's,
Yeah, I had a thing like
Star
the
Wars
first-
science, bro. Star Wars science.
analog tech.
I wanted to see some evil alien characters.
I think that's a very good point.
I don't think they've really. We'll have discussions on this, but
Oh god, I hope not.
no. Before even the sequels, right? You got bad chicks.
Well, the
Even
last
in
movie,
the Clone Wars, you got bad chicks.
the last movie,
bad
you got
aliens.
The Force Awakens, you had aliens that were bad, essentially.
Well, they were scum, the scum types. Which even if you go back to they've
Yeah.
got the scum in there as well. That seems to be non-existent anymore.
Well,
It's just not.
The thing is, like again, Empire was human purist. The First Order springs from the Empire and is
But
also
they're not.
human
They're
purist.
working with the what do they call them? The Maldorians or
Oh yeah, but they throw them under the bus. They do
yeah,
get thrown
but
under the bus.
they work with the Huts.
No, the Mandalorians are
They got
human.
all the. They got all the,
Mandalorians
Mandalorians
are
are human.
yeah, all right. But
Going
then
back to the Clone
but
Wars.
when the Mandalorians are working with their little sniper cells, they've got all the other aliens that they're essentially working with.
What?
They're all the assassins.
No, they're
in the
bounty
prequels.
hunters.
In
Yeah,
the
but they're
prequels.
Yeah, but that's
scum
not
and
the
villainy.
changelings
They're
and stuff.
scum and villainy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Prequels isn't the Empire.
I feel
though.
like it should have just some of that because it's this big galaxy, right?
And I reckon Ryan Johnson's trilogy will move completely away from that. And I reckon
I hope so
because you got to remember they're bound by the narrative.
I know, I get it.
So some of this stuff, the Empire is human. So First Order is human.
So this leads to this bit because we're talking about badass. I want to see some badass chicks into the evil side.
If
as
you
well.
try and tell me you wanted Phasma to be anything more than a
I
shiny
did.
suit of armor
I
that
did.
falls down a hole and
I
dies,
did.
I'm going to point you directly at Boba Fett.
I did.
Why?
He's not dead. Boba Fett's
She's not.
dead.
I bet.
Yeah, he is.
You know, he's not.
He
So
is.
do you reckon?
not.
Is it Fezza?
He'll
Is it
come back.
Fez?
Have
What's
you
her name?
read
He'll come back.
Aftermath?
Haven't read Aftermath, but it's in one of Phoenix's books where Bossack goes in and gets him.
Old canon, man. Old canon.
I'll have to read, see if it's got the Disney stamp on the back.
Old canon.
I'll have to
New
see.
canon. New canon. And I hope I'm not spoiling Aftermath for anyone here, but someone gets his armor on Tatooine from the Jawas. So the Jawas have scavenged his armor, and someone picks it up and
Damn it.
buys it. So
So he's dead.
yeah, Boba Fett is dead, but we might see in future his armor.
See, characters like
Someone
this, I
else
feel like it's
being-
missing something like these. Like I know Boba's
Boba Fett
Kiwi,
is
but-
the most iconic Star Wars
There's none of that.
character ever.
There's
he
none of
has
that.
2 lines.
But he's still iconic. He's
He's
like
a shiny suit of armor.
back when I was a kid.
like her.
Everybody wanted the Boba Fett
like
toy.
her.
Yeah,
She is Boba Fett.
but
No, but
you
whenever
wanna
I was
know
a
the
kid-
difference, the
What?
difference is he's legendary.
Yeah.
He can kick ass.
Yeah.
This chick just fucking gets beaten up every time.
Yeah.
And if they bring her back again,
Boba Fett gets knocked into the fucking Sarlacc by a blind Han Solo, who bumps his jetpack. You don't
Fluky. It was fluky. It
was
was
fluky.
It was
Yeah,
fluky.
that
There
was
was no.
fluke.
There was no
'Cause
skill in it.
Han has the Force. Let's not.
this
be.
guy he's
It was totally fluky.
he fights a Jedi even at points and he's able to get away with his son from that little
No, that's his dad,
drone.
Django.
Oh, is it?
Django.
Oh, okay, well,
Yeah,
stuff
Django
like
fights
that.
everyone.
You see what I
Yeah.
mean? Like stuff like that. Now, I was hoping they were going to do something not necessarily with the jetpack and flying around, but I thought she's going to be a bit of kicking ass. She gets beaten up every time, and
She's a shit character. She is a shit character.
She's with Finn.
She is
should
a
never been
shiny
included. Yeah.
suit of armor. That's
yeah,
it.
and I think to me that was a letdown. That was just a letdown for me.
Yeah,
I wanted to be
she got exactly the same as Boba Fett, so I'm not.
Oh,
concerned
I'm
in
not
any
going
way,
to say
shape, or
Boba
form.
It's
Fett.
a waste. It's a waste of a potentially
So is
knockout
Boba Fett.
character.
I put missed.
No,
missed
I said this. I think
opportunity.
Boba Fett.
No, what you're thinking, Boba Fett? You were thinking XU, expanded universe.
No, I'm not. In the movies, it's like going back to Terminator, right? The Terminator movie, whenever you see that scene where you got the exoskeletons and they come along and it crushes the skull and it zooms out and you see a few, you only see it for like, I don't know how many seconds.
Yeah.
And then it goes to the main movie. That was enough just to go, oh, what? I mean, that created the cult. It wasn't the story. It wasn't the all the bits about the Terminator. It was that scene.
Yeah.
It's the same with Boba Fett. Boba Fett, because he's just got such a bit, just a piecemeal bit in Star Wars movies. That's all it needs, because you're like, we want so much more. And you don't get it. You're like, what?
But they tease you enough.
Yeah, and you tease you enough
And that
to go,
goes back to
you're
Snoke.
kidding me.
That's what we want with
I wouldn't
Snoke
go
as
that
well.
far. I wouldn't go that far.
As in little bits. Just
Yeah, I don't
little
know.
Bits.
Boba
Just
Fett's
give it
different.
something.
There's no
I wouldn't
little
include
bits in
Boba Fett with
Fett.
Snoke.
Hey?
There's no little bits in Boba Fett. Boba Fett's a cool suit of armor.
Yeah, I think it's a
No,
missed
I don't know.
opportunity.
Yes, you're right. He is a cool suit, but it's like the fact that Vader had to say no disintegrations, and
Yeah,
he's
that's
a
cool.
badass, and he's a bounty hunter,
I'll
and
pay that.
he works outside the Empire, which again is cool. And it's like,
But again, we only know this stuff from expanded universe.
no, Vader said to no disintegrations.
Yeah, but that's it. We don't know his story and how he works outside the Empire. He could be Vader's fucking pet dog.
of course
for
he
all
doesn't.
we know.
No, he works with the Hutts. That's working outside the Empire.
Yeah.
So we do know that. You said we don't.
No,
we do.
You know what I mean? Like
He
we
was
don't.
hanging out with the Hutts.
We don't know.
Wasn't he? So,
Yeah. Okay.
It's enough to go, give us a whole movie on Boba Fett, and you don't get it. You're like,
Well, just be careful. Disney might do it. And they'll ruin it for you.
yeah. Yeah.
You are still listening to our Last Jedi spoiler special. Way to go, you.
Alright, Leia doing the Superman.
What about it? She's always had the Force.
Get that?
She's instinctively doing it. She's unconscious.
Get that?
Well, how come her eyeballs didn't explode?
Okay.
Because
She's got a bubble around her.
it's fucking
She's
Star
got a
Wars.
shield, man.
The other,
No,
the other
my
argument
thing-
I did think about this is that perhaps they're in upper atmosphere, not space. Because, and the reason I say because,
They're in
when
space,
the destroyers hyperspace in, they hear it from the ground,
Dude, they're in space.
don't they?
Mm.
And
in
they
space.
can
I didn't
see
pick
them
that up.
from the ground. So maybe it's upper atmosphere. I'm just chucking things
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah.
Of course, the other explanation is it's the Force.
I know. I'm happy to go with that. That wasn't
Keep her
actually.
eyeballs
That's
from
actually not.
exploding.
That actually isn't my beef.
Hmm.
I just felt it looked a bit shit.
Yeah, it looks shit.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because I said earlier, I'm happy that they're gonna start playing.
I actually
the
thought that was
Force.
when they were going to kill her.
Same here.
That was the
absolutely. I'm like, that's the perfect way to ride her out. And then all of a sudden it's like, what?
Nah.
That's not.
But I get it now.
Okay.
She'll die off screen between now and the next movie.
Yeah, but that's
Well, she
even
has-
more miserable.
Has to, isn't it?
So there was another point where I thought she would have been better to die, but I'll get there.
Alright, we've hit the hour mark.
All right, sorry.
We've
Well, I'm
gotta
trying to
go.
go quick. All right, so I'll go real quick now because most of them are just me saying I would have.
This might make its own separate episode.
All right,
Yes.
Maybe a bonus episode even.
Ray's parents, they're not. They're just a bunch of pissheads or whatever they were and sold her off.
Yeah.
I was a little disappointed with that.
I think that's
because
cool.
she's got so much power, and
I
I,
think
know
that's-
where they're going with it. The fact that anyone can be born with this stuff and everything. I get it all. I just wanted.
Well, she was.
I wanted something.
We don't even know if she was born with it.
We got no.
Yeah,
We have
the-
no idea. But
the
the parents thing is pretty much confirmed that they were just.
I think it's wicked
Trunks.
because it shows that the Star Wars on the if you're a goodie, it's not going to make you like you don't have a great life. You don't have a rosy life.
Yeah.
It's not.
But
like a
also-
perfect-
I get. Yeah. There's-
I
there's-
also love the fact that not everyone in the galaxy is fucking related to everyone.
yeah.
I'm not saying they had to be related to Luke or. That's not what I'm implying. I just
Yeah.
wanted something else. I just was a bit like. So I'll go on. I've already gone over the Super Jedi crazy skills. Okay, so the reason I bring it up, so no skills training, no Jedi parents. She easily beats a Jedi with Jedi parents and 2 Jedi Master trainers. And then the Rey with no focus training, lifting the it's just too much. She's not having to try. It just feels like I'll just do this now because I can. All right.
See, I disagree. She's trying very hard.
Yeah, I'm not seeing her trying. I'm just seeing her succeeding. I'm not seeing her fail at anything when it comes to Jedi skills. There's no failing. She hasn't failed realistically at anything. She gets in a ship, she just flies it.
She couldn't stop Snoke.
Well, she did. Collectively, they put a lightsaber through his guts.
Yeah, her and Kylo did.
Yeah. Anyway,
She tried to stop Snoke, and he just flicked her off.
that's my point. He just. All right. Anyway, the female. Let's go to the female admiral. Let's go with the female admiral for a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yep.
What did you think of this?
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
I thought it was so clever.
I
It
did
was
too.
wicked.
Okay, so if she tells Poe,
Muddy, you've been in the military.
if she tells Poe the
Let's talk
plan,
about chain
though,
of command.
there's no need
Did she have
for the
any...
casino thing at all, or for them to go to the casino
Does she,
at all.
She's an admiral. He's a captain. Does she have to tell him?
Well,
her
that
plan?
worked out real good for her.
Does she have to tell him? her
No,
plan?
of course
No,
not.
of
but
course
it'd
not.
be a pretty smart thing
And
to
yeah,
do.
so what we're assuming is
I'm
because
not
Poe's
finished.
the
You're-
brash daredevil pilot, he walks in and goes, I demand to know what's going on.
All right, so
and she
next-
goes, well, because you've got a penis, here it is.
All right, we ready to go into because it's not one bit in one isolated bit.
No,
There's
it's not.
lots of bits here.
Because
with this
she's
one.
the admiral, and it's her plan.
All right, so
and she doesn't have to tell
if
him
they're
shit.
always going to bail, why not run the ship? Losing all the ship. Why not run this ship through them and then instead of trying to run and losing all the ships and transports? Yeah. So she really didn't have. Realistically, the plan was just, we're just going to drive and get all shot. That's what it felt like. There was no real plan.
Well, they had to get to Crate. They had to get
Meanwhile,
to Crate.
she's losing all the medical things and everything else. They're all just dying.
She's no choice.
Well, they're all evacuated. They're evacuating those ships
All right, so-
before they're blowing up.
She could have. We've already done the hyperspeed thing, right?
Mhm.
She
Yeah.
could have just popped everyone in transports and hyperspeed right through their fleet.
Well, no, she wouldn't take out the whole fleet because when it zoomed out, you saw Snoke's ship
It's the same
destroyed,
result.
but the capital
Which is-
ships,
it's
all
still
the
the-
ships
How
were
many
still
still
intact.
destroyers
How many
flying.
transport ships were left?
30 odd.
There was
How many's
there
on
was heaps of destroyers.
I don't know
left.
how they're going to win. They got no one. Obviously, the rest of the galaxy's going to step up.
And
Okay.
I love the fact.
Autopilot. Yeah, they could have just autopiloted it. I don't know. Why did she have to stay in it? They got autopilot, right?
Well, no, she'd have to press a button to engage the hyperdrive.
Probably a droid could have done it, but sacrifice.
But anyway, all right, cool.
So Finn
You
was allowed to
gotta make sure the
sacrifice
job is
herself,
done.
but she wasn't?
Oh, so she could have light speed into the first one from the start.
Yeah, she only took out Snoke ship.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
a few of the others. Like, there was
Yeah.
still plenty of others.
There's
as
still
well.
plenty there. So,
Yeah.
all right. Yeah, anyway. Okay, let's get Kylo in his helmet.
What about it?
Like the helmet. It's a throwback to the Darth Vader thing.
Yeah.
Yada yada. It's all pretty cool. He gets a joke from Snoke,
Meister. Yeah.
and it's over. That's it.
Yeah.
Fucking helmet. I can't take it. Ah!
Yeah,
Jedi
he's a
dude,
petulant little
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, I get it.
He's
He's
also-
a tantrum-throwing baby
I
that
feel
never
like
grew
they
up.
just
He's also self-conscious.
Absolutely insecure.
One
Yeah,
joke.
insecure. Totally
Insecure.
insecure.
one joke about his helmet. His helmet was awesome.
He's insecure.
And
He's a
his helmet was
psychopath.
awesome.
But
At the
he's
same time,
insecure
what does
psychopath.
What does he say? Let the past die. Kill it if you have to. He's looking at this going, I'm trying to be my grandfather.
Yeah.
And he smashes it up because he realizes he has to be himself.
Hmm.
And that probably also leads to why he kills Snoke. Because he's
Hmm.
not his grandfather bowing at the Emperor's feet.
Exactly.
He is
right.
going to be the one in charge.
He's the boss.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a character progression thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a petulant little shithead
I
baby.
like his helmet. Knights are red.
What about him?
What were they?
Who cares?
They're obviously around.
Yeah.
And
Are they?
are they the?
Are they?
I'm wondering, are they the students that he took from Luke's school?
Maybe.
Because he said he killed a bunch, but some of them left with him. So I'm wondering if that's the Knights of Ren.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll find out. Maybe
But
J.J. Abrams will
anyone?
pick that
Did
up.
I didn't miss anything in that regard.
No,
I felt like okay, all right.
How good were the red guards though?
Praetorians.
Oh, they
And their
were
Cortos's armor. I was
sick.
like, yes.
That's
They
awesome.
were pretty badass.
Yeah.
Best lightsaber kill though.
Yeah.
Through the eye.
Even one of the boys said, "Dad, this is PG, isn't it?" I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Rogue, they would have more
The-
issues
the-
with Rogue One, wouldn't they?
No, not at all.
No?
Oh, they were a bit upset
There's
about the
nothing
main
happy
characters.
about. Yeah, I was about to
Get
say there's
wiped out.
nothing
Like,
good
they were
about
like-
Rogue One.
What? The main characters just all died.
All right, last point. I'll wrap this up for you.
Okay.
Chewbacca.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Chewbacca?
What do you do?
He was the co-pilot.
Yeah, what do you do?
He is a co-pilot.
What do
That's his job.
he,
and he helped
he rocked up.
and he helped out the porgs by not eating them. Well,
He
he
cooked
ate one.
one.
He cooked one, but then
And then he
felt,
growled at them.
yeah, it felt really bad.
That's about it.
Yeah, but that's his job.
No, now think of everything I just said. Take out the casino.
Yep.
You've now got all that time
But you don't
to do something with that. These guys.
He's a bit character, doesn't speak any English.
He didn't do anything.
But he's on a Jedi, right? He's there with the Jedi Master and his apprentice, or Padawan. What's he gonna do? He hasn't got any force skills. He's not gonna turn around there and try and bounce rocks with old Remeister. What's he gonna do?
What?
Carry out essential maintenance on the planned maintenance on the old Millennium Falcon. That's all he can do.
I don't know.
He's gonna shut her down and
maybe-
work on the hyperdrive with his little
don't know.
sonic wrench.
But I don't know. I don't know. Just felt like Chewbacca.
What's he ever done in any movie? What's he
he's
done in the
so
other
sh-
movies?
Let's think of the fighting here. There wasn't really much of any lightsaber battles.
He did fly
What did he
the Falcon on crate. That was pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, I just wanted more. I don't know. Just felt a little underwhelmed.
Yeah, well, we might
Maybe
get,
next-
we might
maybe
get
the
more of
next
him
one.
in May.
Maybe
when
the
we
next
have,
one will be huge.
Solo.
Yeah.
I think
don't
so.
know, yeah.
You got to find out how the two met.
Yeah.
The walking carpet.
Oh, why do we need to see his?
You should read
character?
Life Debt. Or
Why-
listen
why
to
do we
the
need-
audiobook.
I don't think
Why
you
do we
will.
need to see his?
I think
life
you will, but I
story?
think you will see him being introduced
Really?
to Chewbacca towards the end. It'll be like, it'll be like a really moment. type
Yeah.
thing.
I don't think you'll get a full story.
No,
on him.
definitely not.
No.
Yeah.
Definitely
You'll
not.
get more of a story on him.
Because it's
than
touched
you
on
will
the
Snoke, though.
Clone Wars show Chewbacca. The Clone Wars show Chewbacca getting rescued
Yeah.
by Anakin.
So in the whole thing, there's obviously there's some bits there I'm like, but I generally thought the movie was okay.
Okay, so
I think
wrap it up and give it the dice.
3.
3?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What's yours? Well,
Yep.
give us your final thoughts, Greg. We've just had an hour of Muddy telling us what he hated about the movie. So,
No, I
unliked.
said there's a lot of bits that
Sorry.
I liked.
Unliked.
we've had 55 minutes of Muddy telling us what he's hated about the movie, and 5 minutes of me going, yeah, that was alright.
No, it looks stunning. It looks stunning.
55 minutes and 20 seconds.
Wait, I gotta get a drink.
What's your
I think
takeaway?
look, I think you can't. It's a Star Wars movie. It's what I mean. There's bits where you go really, but it's like you said, space opera. You can't put any science to it. Certain
Yeah.
things you can't explain because that's just the way it is. I think at the end of the day, I went to a movie. I had an absolute ball. We'll definitely watch it again. Buy the DVD. I watched it with my kids. I'll watch it again with my kids. The boys had an absolute blast. I thought we were maybe not rolling around the aisles laughing, but certainly we were having a real chuckle, more than most in the cinema.
More than most.
As in we were vocally
Yeah.
chuckling, whereas the rest of them were probably more subdued. And
They were too busy writing their Rotten Tomatoes reviews.
that's right. And
Fucking Mary Sue.
I didn't
that's-
know. At no point am I falling into any of these cliche lines, right?
It's got-
I didn't find it as very funny. I didn't find it funny.
horses for courses, isn't it?
Yeah.
And some of the scenes were sensational. Like, wow. But it's
Visually?
absolutely.
Yeah. I totally agree with that, though.
Absolutely.
Totally agree.
And I think the story's awesome. The fact that even just this conversation has gone, oh, okay, I'll have to watch it again just to see that. That's interesting. So yeah, I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Dice?
And I would give it. Can we give half dice?
No.
No.
Oh, what?
You can't go 4. You're going to go 4.5 or something.
Oh
like that.
yeah. I'd probably go. Yeah, I probably would go 4 because
Yep.
there's a few bits I'm going. It just made me think afterwards.
Yep.
But then if I watch it a second time, I might go. You know what? That's 5 straight
Well,
away.
I'm
I think
booking-
I need to watch it a second time.
I'm booking myself in for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched it twice.
Yeah.
I think
watched
you
it twice
definitely need the
back
second
to
time. I
back
think
to back,
because
right?
watching with the kids, it's not you don't get the full experience watching with the kids.
Yeah,
Like, yes,
'cause
it's enjoyable
Are they
watching with
asking
them.
you questions?
Well,
while
no,
you're
they're
watching?
fighting over popcorn. You're like, stop fighting over popcorn, just
Yeah.
bloody. And then I've got to sit in the middle of them, and then one's got to get a ticket to go out to the toilet. You're like, oh, so would you just sit there and just
I
watch the
learned not
movie?
to go with the kids because of that.
But it's fun, like seeing their
Yeah, I
reactions to
know.
the
But then they're like, "Oh, but where's
was classic.
Where's Darth Vader?" And you're like, "Oh, Darth Vader's not actually
Yeah, but-
in
yeah.
this one."
My
you
boys
know.
get it, but highly enjoyable watching with the family. But I would love to see it again by myself, and I think then I might change my mind. But certainly 4 dice,
Yeah.
for
So-
sure.
Are you really looking forward to the next one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just
Man, I'm a Star Wars nut.
Oh, see, this is the thing. We all like Star Wars, and I feel like I'm coming across as the negative Nelly here. I enjoyed it. That's why I just want to put that out there. But there's just stuff in there that I'd roll my eyes
There's
at.
too many bits that you want. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I say 3, it's because I think Force Awakens was a better movie, and but I do not the Finn character. I still don't feel comfortable how they're doing it. I feel like it's a cheap piece.
But it hasn't. You have to go for the full trilogy to see how that character develops. I think it's still too early to go.
But I don't know until the next
Exactly right.
one comes out. So how? Yeah.
Mr. Jacob, what's your thoughts?
All right, I have to be honest here. I actually agree with some of the stuff Muddy said, but
We had
because
good
this
conversation.
is a podcast, you want to play devil's advocate. a
No,
little bit,
like tell us
and
your
you want to
real-
have a conversation.
Yeah.
And so, but my big thing comes down to it's Star Wars, and yes, logic says they should have blown up the rebel base as soon as they got out of hyperspace.
But then that's a boring
logic
movie.
says this is, but then we're not getting a movie. So and again, I don't think we need to go, oh, they're an incompetent fucking military. I think we need to go, no, we're just hearing a story. So, yeah, like I think if we sit here and pick it apart and try and apply logic to too much of it, you're missing the point of it. That said, I don't think it was it's not my top 3, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I think it developed the story nicely. I think Rian Johnson was really constrained by coming in after JJ and having to pick up some of his threads. And I think Finn and Phasma show us that.
Oof.
But I really think that the message...
Were they the directors?
Rian Johnson was director
Yeah.
of
Can I just...
Last Jedi and JJ Abrams.
Because
Force
wasn't one of the DC movies very similar in that they had someone do this?
They had Zack Snyder direct, and then he quit because his daughter died, so J.J. Abrams took over.
But which movie was that?
Justice League.
It was it Justice? I thought what was the issue with Suicide? Was it Suicide? I thought they had a
Suicide Squad they
had a double.
rewrote because they wanted it to be funny.
yeah they rewrote because it was
They
funny.
rewrote it because
yeah.
the audience loved the
Yeah.
funny bits.
I think they do have problems when anything's going to have problems when you're having to cut staff.
But,
And
you know,
pick up
like
the creative.
Lucas didn't direct. Well, he had narrative control over the films. He didn't direct them. But I think you're really handicapping a director when you're coming in, do the middle part of a trilogy. And, they didn't know that JJ was going to do the last one. And I always feel bad for JJ because now he's got to pick up Rian Johnson's scraps and make a thing out of that. What it has made me really excited for is Rian Johnson's trilogy because Disney have given him his own trilogy.
Yep.
And apparently it's not going to be connected with the Skywalkers in any way. It's going to be new story set in the Star Wars universe.
Interesting.
And I'm keen as shit for
That'll
that.
be very interesting because
Will that be
then
released 2 years after the third Star Wars?
Yeah, so as far as I'm aware, the schedule is going to go Solo in May, and then we'll have the 9th one mid next year.
This May?
Yeah.
For Solo?
Yeah.
What?
See, this
Is there already a trailer out for it? Because that's like not that far away.
This is part of my issue with it too. I feel like they're just trying to force them out too quick.
Of course they are. There's money.
Yeah,
It's a
force
cash.
it out.
It's a cash guy.
No, you know what I mean. I'm not. They're just
And again, it comes back to how long should a Star Wars movie take to come out?
How much is this
maybe
movie made?
every 2 years.
Is
I'd
it
be
made
happy with
why?
every 2 years.
If they've got stories and they've got writers and they've got creative control of the universe, just make them when you want to make them.
Isn't it made $1 billion?
Yep.
Like it's made $1 billion.
Oh, it's a massive cash cow. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm
anything with
worried
the Star
is-
Wars brand on it, it's gonna make money.
But if you keep putting out you didn't have it in the top 3. Actually, out of curiosity, where did you have Rogue
Yeah,
One?
bit of my
Up there.
my top
Top
three,
three,
is,
I'd say.
is Empire, Return of the Jedi,
Yeah.
Rogue One.
Rogue One was amazing.
You guys really rated Rogue
yeah,
One.
Rogue
that
One was
high.
amazing.
You were so keen for that one though.
Yeah,
It's
because it was fucking awesome.
I would still
no,
say
as in
yeah.
because the whole the concept of the story.
Yeah.
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 See, I was a little. I didn't.
I would put
like
Rogue
that
One
one as
second,
much.
Empire first, then Rogue One.
And then Jedi,
I'd have to have
Visually,
I'd probably
though-
go for the
Force Awakens.
the first one, the very first movie,
Oh, New Hope.
because it's the original.
Yeah.
And
That would probably be my 4th after Rogue One.
in fact, it might be my first. I'll have to think about it. I'll have to give it some serious
It's
thought.
huge nostalgia though, but it's the other films are better, I think.
But from the context of actually it's the first movie
Where
and,
you love
and what
it,
it did for
yeah.
special effects and everything
Yeah.
like that, it was So anyway, dice. How many dice?
4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
Okay.
go.
Visually incredible.
Visually,
felt-
I'd give it 5.
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh,
joking.
for sure.
The sound, the score.
Apart from the bit with the breast milk, apart from that, that's
the,
That was even the
it was
fishing bit. You're
hilarious.
like,
I loved it.
yeah, the fishing bit's a bit.
It's
come on,
Really?
man.
But again, and see, that reminded me, you watch the old kung fu movies where you've got your crazy master who's testing his pupils to see how long they'll last.
But she wasn't a pupil. He was
Not
never going to
yet.
teach us. So what's the point?
And again, it's that throwback to the old, the old kung fu movies, the
It's
old
interesting,
samurai
yeah.
movies. It's,
I'd agree with that. Yeah, I can't wait to watch it again now. Now I've got fountain of knowledge.
So yeah, I would say 4. And I'm just super keen that I have no idea what's coming next. There's no signposting any story.
Okay, I think you almost mentioned it. Interestingly, so we've now got the rebels. What's left of them on the Millennium Falcon. So how many rebels are left? Probably 30 left alive.
Maybe, yeah.
So and what they're gonna take on. Obviously, like I said, the rest of the
Because
universe is gonna come to raid. But seriously,
Luke Skywalker
for 30 dudes.
lit the spark. That was the spark that lit the fire that'll burn the First Order down. It was his act.
See,
All they needed to do was last long enough for him to do that. And then now they're going to win.
I totally get all of that, but
Yeah.
at the end of the
Will
day,
it win though? Will it
they've
end?
got-
That's a very good point because I've thought about
I
this.
reckon we should do a pool. Does Kylo die? Or is he redeemed?
I can't see him. I can't see it finishing. I can't see it like all of a sudden, like another
How much did it
like
make?
Death Star blowing up.
How much did it make?
$1 billion.
Why are they going to finish it?
Exactly right. I can't see like
If they do another
but that's
Death
George.
Star,
But that's
No,
George
they-
Lucas's story. They're taking George Lucas's story, and that was his always this thing. It was 9 movies. That was or 9
Yeah. But
stories.
see, that's why it'll end. But then I think we've got a huge universe to explore.
It'll end,
And that's why I'm so excited Ryan Johnson got his...
it'll
I,
end, but not the way we expect it.
I actually would like them to go back to the old Republic. There's some old stories that are really
Or
good.
even pre-Republic.
But even then, because none of that's canon now, they can do whatever they want.
Yeah. See, all those books that I've read are now useless, realistically.
No?
Because,
Did you enjoy them?
yeah,
Then they're
but
not
you know
useless.
what I mean. You know what I mean. Because Disney's come in and said, nah, come on, I have to sue them. I want my money back. I want my time back for reading those books.
So don't listen to the critics, but when Disney come and say, oh, that doesn't count anymore, you go, oh, fucking, I read that.
Yeah, but it's not going to work. They're going to make a movie on it one day and none of it will make sense to me.
So,
No, look, you know what I'm saying.
just enjoy the story.
I did enjoy this. I kind of did.
All right, we might leave it there, gentlemen, unless we've got any other final...
No, I think we've summed up quite nicely.
Yep.
Cool. All right, well, thank you for listening to our Star Wars review spoiler special.
We should tell the listeners the truth, shouldn't we?
What's that?
Well, this was supposed to be the prelude to like our CanCon discussion,
Yeah, but it just got way too big.
but it got way too big. And we had
So
to make
it's its own
episode.
beast now. So you can find us on Podbean.
So next time Muddy's going to come in with notes, we've got to really.
We fucking...
It's your fault.
Better
You keep
crack a
telling me to
bottle of
take.
wine.
You guys keep telling me to take notes. Well, I took the notes.
All right, so catch us on Podbean, on iTunes. Thank you to all our supporters on Patreon, including Gideon Lim, DT, Josh Chith, Lucas Redshaw, who back us at the power stance level. What a bunch of legends they are.
Except that DT guy.
Yeah, he's a bit of a tosser.
He's a tosser.
We love him though. And hit us up on Facebook. That's for the conversations at PS Gaming AU. Greg, send the tweets like a mofo.
Yeah, definitely do the tweets.
PS Gaming,
I do the tweets, don't I?
yeah.
Oh.
Power Stance Gaming AU on YouTube. Muddy's got some videos up.
Yeah.
And that's all from us. So, gentlemen, thank you for the conversation. And
Thanks.
good night.
See you next time.
Thank you for listening to Power Stance Gaming Podcast, the #1 place for tabletop gaming and hobby banter. You know you love us. See you soon.
Shake your